All right, people, it's that time. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the buttons, all the usual stuff that I'm supposed to say, but I just say hit the buttons. Y'all know what that means. I'm not finna go through each individual one. Anyways, guys, Eobard, aka Eobard, or Vampire 101, Myodismon 101, Bane 101, whatever name you've given this dude. Guess he decided to educate us on how they make this stupid cartoon that he's in love with. I'll spare you the details. We'll just watch the video and go from there.
I, Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, orders you to subscribe and follow Geekdom101 on these social media platforms.
No, I don't think I'll be listening to you, Prince of all Saiyans. You can, well, I'm not going to say it. It's too early in the video, but y'all know what I was thinking.
All right, everyone, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and I thought I would give you a little pre-game appetizer here.
This is an old video, but I'm just now getting around to it, so I understand the Super Bowl's long past, but I haven't been going on this dude's channel, so I don't know what he's been making until today, and this video grabbed my attention, and I said this will be the perfect one to do some Eobard content on, because I haven't done any in a while.
Related to Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol. Now,
oh, the Moro arc. Like we care about a stupid goat that loses.
Many of you guys don't care about the Super Bowl because
many of you guys don't care about the Super Bowl. That says everything that you need to know about his audience. The fact that he said that, what real man literally says that I know most of y'all don't care about the Super Bowl? So why talk about it? Why even put it on there?
Because you don't watch sports and you're, overseas, and that's okay.
No, they don't watch sports because they're too busy watching dumb Dragon Ball. Has nothing to do with the Super Bowl. It's just they're losers who only watch cartoons. Look, my team wasn't playing in the Super Bowl and I still watched it because it's football. It don't matter if my team's in it or not. I watch football. I watch all kinds of games where the Steelers aren't involved because it's football.
Okay, because this video will be just as informative as somebody who does care. We're talking about the upcoming Moro arc adaptation.
This dude tries to capitalize on everything. That opening monologue was to try to capitalize on the Super Bowl.
And so what I wanted to do...
Oh, and look, he's doing editing, guys.
...is outline the creative process behind how this is going to get made. And a lot of you guys who are animation nerds, you may already know this. People who know kind of how it works behind the scenes, but I'm going to give you a bit more context. I'm not going to go into every single little specific detail here.
Yeah, we know. You never go into every specific detail because then it'll give away the fact that you probably heard this on somebody else's channel and you're just copying it.
But I am going to explain to you.
No, I'm going to talk down to you. That's what he does. See, when he says he's going to explain, he does it in this way where he is literally talking down to people like he knows everything and they know nothing. That's his style. So that's what he means.
How this is going to be made. So by the end of this video, you'll have a...
Most people don't care how it's going to be made. They just want to watch it. Like, let's just be real. Okay, I want you guys just to be real. How many of y'all give a rip? And how many of y'all just want to see it? At this point, they've been pushing the same old stuff for so long. I think people just want to see it and don't really care how it's made.
Clear understanding of what...
Yes, I am using a different mic, by the way. I'm using my Yeti mic. I'm hoping that it's okay. It looks like it is. I'm sitting there looking at the little thing to make sure it's working properly.
What's going on with Dragon Ball Super now versus when it first aired. Because when Dragon Ball Super was coming out from 2015 to 2018, that creative process was very different.
No, there was just an anime and no manga. That's what it was. It was just anime, no manga. And the fans, you know what's funny? The fans didn't care. I find it hilarious that now they care about having a manga to draw from, but in the beginning when they first decided to make this, nobody cared at all about a manga. It was all about an anime.
There was no original manga adaptation. Toyotaro was doing the Dragon Ball Super manga, but after the Universe 6 arc, he started getting behind, and the anime was ahead of him. So what happened was the anime relied on Toriyama's manuscripts, so it was different. Here, though,
I think he just loves saying Toriyama's name. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think just being able to say Toriyama at least a couple of times a day makes this guy feel good. Hold on, let me turn my volume down a little bit on my mic. It's jumping just a little too much. There we go. My bad, sometimes it's hard to have these things set properly. Anyways, what I was saying is, this dude just loves saying Toriyama's name. Toriyama Sensei, Toriyama Sensei. And it's like, dude, can you go 24 hours without saying that man's name? It's disgusting at this point.
the manga story of the Moro arc has already been told, with obviously more information that we're now finding out that Akira Toriyama was involved in when it came to notes and characters and new things coming into Dragon Ball Super: The Galactic Patrol. So I have created this flow chart right here, and we're going to go through it, and I'm going to kind of explain to you.
I created this chart for you Dragon Ball dummies who aren't as smart as I am. I'm going to talk down to you while I go through this chart. And at the end of it, you still won't know as much as me. I'll still be your sensei. Ugh, this dude, man.
How this is going to work. So, like I said, by the end of the video, you'll understand the process. All right, so it all begins with the original manga, the Moro arc. I covered it here on the channel.
Yes, we know. You have to remind everybody that you covered it. Yes, and you did a piss poor job of it because you didn't criticize it one time. Anybody who watches something and can find 0 things to criticize is a dishonest actor. That's what you call a person who can see something. They don't see anything wrong with it at all. That's impossible. Everything has flaws. Everything has something wrong with it. So the fact that this dude reviewed this and didn't have a single complaint, it shows you he's dishonest.
A lot of you guys were there for that coverage. Others are coming back and did not read the manga. It all begins with that manga because they have to reference Toyotaro's manga in order to figure out what the story of the Moro arc is. Unlike the old Super, where Toriyama submitted a manuscript, here the original manga acts as the manuscript and as the storyboards, and the Toei staffers are basically adding what Toriyama gave them, the extra information, and bringing it together. And that's why when we move down here, we go to scenario and showrunners. Now, the scenario and showrunners are basically whoever's in charge of the show. As of the making of this video, they have not announced who's going to be working on the Galactic Patrol side of things. Obviously, as I've told you guys in the past few videos, right now the focus is on getting that Dragon Ball Super remake, the Kai version of Super as they say, complete.
But I thought it wasn't the Kai version. I thought this was going to be brand new. I thought this was going to be a remake, not a Kai version. Oh, wait a minute. NBA was right again? Is that what you're saying? Once again, that this guy that everybody hates in this community is the guy who completely nailed it again. Yeah, sounds about right. Hey, I be crushing it on this stuff. Like, I don't even be trying that hard, and I do a better job of predicting this stuff to these people.
And Dragon Ball Super Beerus is coming out later this year, followed by Resurrection F, and you know, you should know by now what I'm talking about. If you don't,
If you don't, it means you're smart because you don't care about Dragon Ball. That's what it means if you don't know what he's talking about. Because us dumb people like myself who spend any kind of time talking about this, we're the idiots. And yes, I'm including myself in that. We're the idiots because we're actually engaging with this garbage.
I'm gonna post a video at the end of this one that's gonna like, you'll see a video pop up at the end of this video so you can watch it so that you have the full rundown on what's going on with this Dragon Ball Super remake, and I may have more information about that coming in the next few days. So
yeah, whatever, we don't care.
So make sure you not only leave a like, but you are subscribed with all notifications enabled.
Yeah, get to the point. Here we go with the preamble. Oh, make sure you have all the notifications, and I love you guys, and we're all friends. Can you get to the point already, Eobard? Your channel is digital ambient. Your channel was designed to make little babies go to sleep. It's ridiculous.
Because I'm trying to get this out to you guys, and I actually...
Hey, guys. I love you guys. Let's all be friends, guys.
I wanted to do this video before today, but whatever. Today's as good as any other day, right? So,
you know, that's the same thing I said when I got up this morning to do this. I said today is just good as any other day.
The scenario and showrunners. For Dragon Ball Z, that was Kozo Morishita and Takao Koyama. Morishita worked with Koyama on the direction of Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, the original manga was Akira Toriyama, but they took the manga and made the anime out of it. And so, Takao Koyama was the lead writer as well as the showrunner alongside Kozo Morishita. Now, after that, it goes down to the series director. For Dragon Ball Z, that would be Daisuke Nishio, who also...
He loves saying these Japanese names. I would just like to ask anybody watching this, at what point did you start caring? I haven't started caring yet. It's just content to me, just videos. But I would like to ask you guys, when did y'all start caring about this? Do y'all give a rip? Do y'all just want to see the anime? Because I promise you, that's where the community is. They just want to see it. They don't really care.
Also directed many of the episodes. So his job, alongside the planners, is to basically put the story together from the previous showrunners / scenario. Now, notice I'm using the word scenario. I want you to understand something. When it comes to Japanese production, whether it be video games, movies, TV shows, scenario, that word is basically a synonym for story. So what happens in the scenario step is they take the original moral arc and they sort of write it out, like, and write out the overarching story.
Who cares? Can we please watch it? How about that? We don't care about these weird Japanese names. People just want to see it. Look, I don't even care about Moro or Dragon Ball, but I can understand the fan base. I can understand that the only people that are hype about a remake are the people that are making videos. Because if you read the comments of some of these videos, the fans are not happy or hyped up about getting a remake. They're not. And my bad for calling it a remake, because it's not. It's a remaster. But the fans are not happy. The only people that are happy are the people making content about it. Because now they have a reason to have Dragon Ball channels again. That's it. But if you read the comments, people are like, why can't we just move on? Why can't we just jump to the moral arc? Why can't we go past Z? Why are we doing this over again? And like I said, it's because the fan base been wanting this. So we don't really care about your explanation about some weird Japanese names. People just want to know where it is.
Not episode by episode, but just what the overall story is. Then it takes the planner and the director to take that story, and then you start chopping it up into 22-minute episodes. So that's what their job is. And then they also will take that and assign different writers to write each individual episode.
Wait a minute, I thought Toriyama did all the writing all by himself. I thought that this company couldn't survive without him. He couldn't exist without him. They need his intuitive skills. You telling me now they have multiple people writing? Who knew? Oh, wait a minute, I knew. Because I'm the only person that's been saying it from day one that Toriyama didn't make all this stuff by himself. That other people were involved. And you fanboys have been saying for years that he's been doing it all on his own. Really?
Because they're not going to do panel for panel from the manga. They're just not doing that. Very few anime do that. Some do, but very few do. There's always some lines that have to be written and some organizing that has to go down. So you're going to have each episode has its own writer, right? And then you've got, while that's also going on, the lead character designer for Dragon Ball Super, it was Tadayoshi Yamamuro, and he's actually still doing the Super remake, so it was him. He also was the Dragon Ball Z lead designer for the second half of the Cell Saga and for the Buu Saga.
Have y'all learned anything yet? Or are y'all just bored? Has he said anything that you make you even care? Because I don't care. I don't. This doesn't matter to me at all. Worthless.
And then, of course, Minoru Maeda did it before him, and so on and so forth. And then that also ends up leading into the lead animation supervisor, which was Minoru Maeda in the original Dragon Ball and parts of Z, and then Yamamuro later. So this is the guy that, just like how Nakatsuru was for Daima, this is the lead animator that looks over every episode and makes sure that it's ready to be animated. Now, the lead animation supervisor then delegates the work to the episode supervisors. So each episode of Dragon Ball Super's GP arc, and actually every Dragon Ball show, this is across the board, has its own supervisor.
Imagine doing a video showing off this board, telling people this like anybody actually cares. This is honestly an instance of we don't care. But like I said, he has to try to prove that he's the smartest guy in the room. He got to try to prove that he knows stuff that other people don't know. So this is why he makes these type of videos. Nobody asked for this, and nobody cares about this.
Sometimes the lead animation supervisor is the episode supervisor. We've seen Maeda and guys like that actually supervise individual episodes. Usually the really important ones are the ones that the supervisors, get down in the trenches and work with the rest of the staff. And then from there, the supervisors bring in the key animators. And this is where you have guys like Shida and Yuya Takahashi. Those guys are working on that side of things. They are the ones that animate the main frames. And then you have in-between
I'm just sitting there thinking, has anybody in the Bleach fandom ever done this? Naruto, Boruto, One Piece, Attack on Titan. Excuse me. Has any of those fandoms ever done this? Where they're like, I'm going to go through step by step how they make episodes. And I'm going to talk down to you while I do it and show you that I'm the smartest guy in the fucking room. Really, dude? Nobody cares. They just want to see the episodes. I've never looked at an anime and said, I wonder how they made this. That's never happened. In my whole life, it's never happened. I've never looked at an anime and wanted to know how it's made. I just simply want to watch it. And that's it. Don't know why he don't get that.
Animators. And I wrote here, example, Toei Philippine. Now, they're not the only ones that do it. There's obviously internal in-between animators that also work on it. So they're going to be the ones that do the in-between animation, which is not as important as the key animation, but you still need them because if you didn't, the key animators would never get anything done. The key animators are basically there to make sure that the important images look the best they can. The key animators are there to supplicate that, to support that, if that makes sense. Once that's complete, and notice I drew an arrow going back up to the lead animation supervisor, that's because the animation supervisors have to check every episode and check the work of the animators, and sometimes they do corrections. A lot of people in the fandom have talked about how Yamamuro maybe overcorrected some people.
I don't even know who these people are. I don't even pretend to know. Don't even care.
During the Dragon Ball Super days. So this is something that's just been the way it is for decades, right? So the lead supervisors, they just make sure that everything looks sharp and is on model and, can look as good as it can. Although sometimes you know, schedules can get in the way of that. Then we have the backgrounds and finishing touches.
10-minute video and he ain't said nothing. I mean, he ain't said nothing. There ain't a single thing in this video that even remotely matters. This was just another look at me, I'm the smartest guy in the room expose. That's all this was. This was just completely terrible. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever they don't have any news or anything exciting to talk about, this is what you get. I told y'all they would burn through all that fucking information and stuff they was using from that stupid event, and now that they done burned through it all, this is what you get.
This is basically exactly what it is. You know, the backgrounds are not usually done by the animation team. They have a separate team that does the backgrounds. They also model them after the manga. They make everything fit, and they make it so that the animation looks smooth on the background without the colors bleeding into each other. You know, so everything looks nice and sharp. And while that's going on, you've obviously got the teleplay, which is the actual writing of each episode. Teleplay is kind of an old term. That's what they used to call it.
Got a video coming up about Black and Fist. I might go ahead and just do it today and just drop it alongside this one. His YouTube channel is having some problems. I'll let y'all know after I get done with this video.
In the days of like what do you call it? Plays and Broadway, they call it a teleplay, I guess, you know. So, but basically it's the script for the dub actors, for the actors to like dub the show, record the show. Obviously the Japanese do it first, that's followed by the Spanish dub, the English dub, the French dub, but the Japanese have to do it first. That's when we get to the audio department, which is music and voice acting. Prior to any of the other teams being put together, they usually have already hired the cast. And
at this point, I don't even care what he's talking about because it's next to nothing. Matter of fact, it is nothing. Complete and utter garbage.
And the music guy, as of this recording, we do not know if Sumitomo's coming back for this. He may, or it may be somebody else. Naoki Sato worked on the superhero movie. Daima had a different composer as well. We do not know if he's coming back, but that is the last piece of the puzzle, the music, the voice acting, and then the finished product to Fuji TV, Dragon Ball Super, the Galactic Patrol. I hope this...
And yes, I just told y'all how much better I am than you. Hope you enjoyed this trash video.
Video was informative. If you want to be caught up...
No, it wasn't informative, and I'm getting it the hell off my screen. There was nothing informative about this video. It was just you trying to flex muscles that nobody asked you to flex. Nobody asked you for a breakdown of how they make episodes because most of us don't care. We just simply want to watch and keep it moving. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to drop it. I did promise to drop another video today. I might drop 2. Like I said, I got another one I got to work on. I will let y'all know. I'll catch up with y'all.